So let's look at the crypto charts right now. This is Crypto Angles podcast number, I don't know. But just looking at the fear and greed index, boy, girl, we're in a downtrend right now, like quite clearly. And as I said in my last video, crypto is maturing. You people sleep on me, but I say it is, you sleep on me. Crypto is maturing. We're not moving in these sporadic movements anymore. Okay, we're not doing that anymore, and we can see quite clearly. But this is beautiful when it comes to us. It's completely beautiful. So looking at the fear and greed index, it's extreme fear because people are like, what's going on? It's not, so many people saying it's going to zero because Epstein files and Epstein owns Bitcoin or some nonsense like that. But whatever, it really does not matter. They're making you fearful for a reason. Okay, they're making you fearful for a reason. And when you lot are all in fear, like, oh, I'm staying away from that, then they skyrocket it back up, and then you get in at the highs. It's not that time. It's not that time. We're moving much more mature right now. We've entered into this green period. We know that the bear market was usually 4 years bear market, 1 year bull run. That seems to have changed. We have not moved the same. So crypto, it's all about, not even crypto, if you're looking at Forex, all of them things there, it's about adaptability. So we now need to adapt to this new cycle it's going in, and it seems to be maturing a bit more like stocks, moving steadier, giving another opportunity to get back into it. But we're not going to have these crazy sporadic moves. So it's the perfect time, this is not financial advisor, not financial advisor, to have your structure structured. So we are going to take a look at the astrological calendar. If you don't fuck with this, then that's on you. Miss the gems, it's fine. So we're here, the 15th. I don't even think I was meant to be doing a video now, or was I? Am I late? No, can't remember. But anyway, we're here right now. We're fully in this new moon phase. It started 5 days before. It's going to continue 5 days after. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. Basically till the 22nd. So I was meant to just come on between the moon phases and just focus on the moon phases. But because we are entering into a solar eclipse, depending on how life is laughing, I most likely will show up on the 22nd. But this eclipse energy is something I really need to bring your awareness to. Why? Because eclipse energies can flip the script. So we had our last eclipse. Where was it? Was it November or October? Beaver moon was October. End of October. No. November. Wait, yeah, all right then. It was in September. Jeez. And even if you were to go back to my previous videos, round about September, I don't know what podcast number it was, can't remember. But I was like, eclipse energies can offer a flip of the switch. And how the chart was going, I was like, we're either going to retrace from this point, like it's flipping it, we're going to retrace, or we're going into it deeper. What we did is we went into it deeper on this eclipse. Okay, so now we're going into our February eclipse season, which finishes in March. Confirmation burp, it finishes the 3rd of March. We're at another pinpoint of this flip of the switch. Okay, during the entire eclipse season, we've also got a Mercury retrograde, which is important. Like, I've back tested, but I've not got it ready on my trading view to kind of show you that. So I just have to say, please go and watch Waters Above. I'm not sure if it's on his YouTube channel, to be fair, as I am on his Patreon, but he will break it down phenomenally. And again, if you don't fuck with how these move the markets, then that's on you. It's on you. However, things I'm noticing: Sun in Aquarius, new moon in Aquarius. When it is a new moon, no moon, price finds its resistance level. So the question is, where is our resistance level? Will that be our resistance, and will we drop lower? Or in the new moon period, will we be brought up slightly higher? So that's something we're going to analyze in the charts. And the fact that this Aquarian energy is coming in, Aquarius is very unique. It's based on technology. So you can say it's highly about crypto. It is an air sign. So air can bring volatility. Not so much slow moving, but some volatile moves. So that's what I'm keeping in mind. I'm also noticing the fact that Mercury, which is the main thing when it comes to monetary energies, Mercury is mercurial. It does rule commerce and all things monetary. This monetary exchange is in Pisces. It then stations retrograde in Pisces. Okay, so this is quite powerful because Pisces is water element, currency is water. Water is also transformation, and this transformation is going on in the solar eclipse. However, we're retrograding. We're going to retrograde whilst in Pisces. So I'm seeing water elements can have volatility as well. Water and air, like literally physically envision the elements. There's water, there's air that can be volatile. Okay, it can be so volatile. But this water also offers transformation. So what I'm generally seeing on the big scope of this, even with this retrograde, like this retrograde energy, we can go back. We go back to cross off the I's, dot the T's. I said that the wrong way around, but it don't matter. When it comes to energies around us, I'm keeping it generic and saying energies because this is not going to be a long video. When I'm talking about astrology fully, then I'll go more deeper into it. And we've got another Aquarian energy with Mars going in there. But this Pisces energy, it brings about this transformation. It is literally the end of a cycle. Pick that up. It is the end of a cycle, and we're going into the eclipse season where the flip can be switched. The switch can flip. The clip, you know what I'm saying? Things can shift. Just as it happened before, we went downward on the charts. Would this be the energy to flip upward? Keep in mind, I don't feel we're in this whole 4-year cycle or anything anymore. We went down quite low, quite quickly. So will we just have like, steady energy accumulation? When it comes to the retrograde type of energy, do keep in mind it can be a little bit volatile, but ultimately wherever price is when we started, price could end there as well. So I feel when it comes to the retrograde period, you just sit and chill and see what go on. Okay, but we're transforming something here and we're flipping this switch based on this whole technology, these unique ideas that's just different. Okay, so keep that in mind, and we're at our resistance level before we find our new support at the end of eclipse season. So I feel I most likely will show up then, but let's look at it. So looking at, oh, I'm on the wrong thing. So again, just looking at this, you can clearly tell we're in the green. Green is accumulation phase. So it's just telling me, because it seems as if we are getting more sophisticated, we just won't spend too long here. We won't spend too long. Essentially, price right now is either at its bottom or it will be like showing its bottom very soon, which I don't feel it will be too far from where it's at. So they're the two things we're going to look at. But let's take a look at trading view. So this is Bitcoin just on the daily. RSI, where are you? Oh no, I've hit it. So this is Bitcoin on the daily. Let's take a look on the W time frame. So again, just for that peace of mind. That peace of mind, we were creating a head and shoulders here, and this is something again I said in my previous video, and we've kind of completed that, which is good. On top of that, you can clearly see all we have done. This is like a beautiful chart. It's beautiful. So even though this motherfucking thing is saying like, oh, people are fearful, this is the time to be excited. This is the time to be excited. Why? Because on the W time frame, we have literally retested this important zone at that 67, 66, I'll say 66 to 68k. We've come back and retested it when we had this bull run, and even look at the difference. Look at the difference how it moved. We kind of just scalped up and jumped up, made a double top, and then came down for a longer period. This moved different than this. It moved way different. We went up, we accumulated for a long time. I don't know how long this was. 250 odd days. 250 odd days. That's like majority of a year. We just accumulated. We were just there. Then we made 2 more jumps up. So it's just moving different to our past cycle, and I feel this is just very healthy, to be honest, to come back and retest this zone, which was our support level, our resistance level. Sorry, we got rejected off of it, came back up to it. We were struggling a while to get out of it, and then we broke through, came back, kind of sort of retouched it, but then went straight back up again. So what I'm essentially seeing is we could possibly repeat a pattern more like this. That's what I'm seeing. Of course, we need to accumulate just a little bit more here. I don't feel it will be like these V-shaped recoveries anymore, like straight down and then straight up and then here and then up again. I just don't feel it's going to be like that anymore. So we just have to play this by ear, of course, but we're anticipating this flip of the switch, eclipse season and so on. So really can't fully predict what's gonna happen until we enter and we're in and possibly finish the eclipse season. But it's going to be interesting when Mercury retrograde kicks in, because essentially the price that Bitcoin is at, where it starts, there's a high chance it will finish at that point as well. So that's something to keep in mind. But ultimately, I feel the narrative is being pushed like sell Bitcoin or it's going to zero because Epstein and blah, blah, blah. They're just trying to get you out. So many people are fearful. They're trying to get you out. So I'm going to just put on my messy chart. I don't want this to be too long, and I do want to look at XRP. So something I'd said before, we have respected this parallel channel. We've come right back into it. We've wicked into it, and I'm sure on the smaller time frame, the daily, like, I'm not even gonna lie, I drew this white line here time ago, and you people sleep on me, but it's all right. I drew this time ago. I was like, we'll probably come back down, wick on this, like tap the top of the parallel channel and then come on back up. So I'm not going to delete it. We're going to keep it here. So the way this is looking right now, to be honest, even with, let's check the RSI. So the RSI, we've come up quite a bit. So we most likely will possibly come back down, we've already created a higher high, but come back down, retest this zone, which is another important zone because it matches with this and this as well, which is where on the price matches here. So it matches this area. So we'll probably come back down in order to get supported by the yellow RSI. So just keep that in mind. So even if we come back down in price, which, it all depends how it may look. We will either play with the top of the parallel channel, literally just hover on here, or we will come down and tap like the middle again, or possibly even push to the bottom. So this bottom range will be closer to that 50k, which many people are saying Bitcoin's going to reach 50k. So we want to keep that in mind. We've basically got the top of the parallel channel, which is 65, for it to hover around there. We've got the middle of the parallel channel, which is 60, or we've got the bottom, which is that 64. 64, 63 if we're really going to push it. And like I said in my last video, I feel many are expecting 50k, 50k, so we may get close to it again. Why? Just looking at the calendar, because you see, if we was to put on our moon phases right now, where's the moon, put on our moon phases on the daily, we had a little bit of support here. As you can see, price kind of did its thing and then it dropped lower, but we're going to get our resistance level coming in soon. So what does this mean? Where's my rectangle? If our resistance level essentially on the 17th here comes in at this zone, could we then be rejected to go lower, like a deeper lower down? But this is different to XRP, so I do want to look at that. However, Bitcoin and Ethereum are a bit more similar. XRP created quite a bigger high before coming back down, but Bitcoin hasn't actually created a higher high. XRP did. On the daily, it might look like a wick, just a wick and a wick only. However, XRP still did that. So it's all fascinating. So what I basically want to anticipate, because we are going to have our new moon very, very soon, and it's going to last up until Sunday in terms of the energies of it, of finding our resistance level. Usually when it comes to the resistance level, you're either just tapped at that level or you're pulled up to the resistance level and then drop down. So because we are on a drop down type of thing, anticipate a drop down. However, when we reach the end of the eclipse season, the full moon, it all depends on where we will stand. So my question is, will we get rejected at this level when it comes to Bitcoin? Could it potentially pull up slightly higher, get rejected at this zone, as this is our last, what's it called? You know, you can see there's a cluster of prices here. So essentially that could be our resistance level if we happen to be pulled up to it. However, it is looking a little bit weak. RSI is changing. What's the MACD? MACD showing a bit of green though, so it's still a possibility. We're going to just put it at the 2 levels and see what could potentially happen up until the 22nd of February. Will we just get rejected at this level, or will we be pulled up higher and then come back down? I feel if we're pulled up higher then and then pushed down from the rejection, then essentially we're looking at this level, possibly just a few more taps on the top of the RSI. However, if we are kind of capped at this level, then that could bring us into the parallel channel. And like I've said before, we've got the 2 levels, that 60k or that 63.4k region. And like I said before, many people are expecting possibly 50k, and the market makers are just like, well, fuck you, motherfucker, we ain't giving you that. And then basically they go just shy of it, people waiting for that extra 3k, 3 or 4k, and then there's a reversal. So that's what I'm keeping my eye out on. I just don't feel it's moving like it did. I don't feel it's moving like it did. So meaning the potential accumulation phase where we can accumulate, because listen, this was at 100, it peaked to 120k people, over 120k. It's now at 68. And didn't I say, if you've been watching me, I was just like, I feel it's gonna at least go to 60k, 68k. I was like, 68k, 68k. I even told it to Shami. I was like, oh, I think 68k. But anyway, I feel we'll be playing with these levels, but I just don't feel we'll be there for long. As quick as we came down, yeah, there's going to be a period where it feels long as fuck, but I feel ultimately we're just going to get this structure, possibly play with these lows just so price can just test it, and then we're just going to create a structure and then come back out and essentially be playing with this zone again, the 80k region of Bitcoin. So that's kind of what I'm seeing. that's what I'm seeing. I mean, we're going into spring. We're going into spring. Usually the spring can be a little bit downward momentum, but will they move it in the second quarter? The proper new year? We will see. Just a quick look at XRPZ and the hizzy. So XRP, as you can see, like I did say, it created a higher high from where it was, which Bitcoin and Ethereum didn't do. And we also wicked like so close to the 888. Oh no, this is the wrong fib level. It's the wrong fib. Let's just ignore this fib. Let's delete that. That's for the downward one. But as you can see, we have, I'm going to say fully filled out this wick, because oftentimes when we do crazy ass wicks like this, price does like to fill it out. However, it often doesn't fill it to the tip of the wick. So as you can see, that was $1. It often doesn't do that. So that is kind of showing me, okay, the bottom is pretty much in this region. We may get like some choppy action still entertaining these levels, but I do feel that this is more of a solid zone here. So basically I'm like, these levels here, like $1.12, where it wicked down to, possibly won't be touched again. But of course we need to see what's going on here. Will our resistance level pull us up slightly? Like as you can see with XRP, we have hit this resistance level. We hit it nicely. We hit it. We wicked above it, and then we've kind of come back down, and we like the bar candle is literally on the wick. So even though we've wicked higher, the actual bar candle on the daily is on the previous wick so precisely. Look at that, so precisely. So in essence, it's like we have potentially hit our resistance level here. What we want to pay attention to is, will this resistance level push us lower, or will it just bring us to possibly double tap these regions, quick double tap, and then continue on up? So it's all just a waiting game right now. But what is going on when it comes to the moving averages, and the same with Bitcoin, is there's a lot of space, a lot of gap, so that does need to be filled. So in terms of like crazy movements like to the downside, I'm like, geez. So that's what we're going to just keep an eye out for XRP. Are we going to hold this level, basically $1.34 ish? And if we cannot hold that on our resistance level, $1.21 will be our next point of call. There is no, I would say there's still a possibility to be pulled up to our new resistance level, but Bitcoin hasn't quite hit it like this. However, it looks like it's still doing a similar thing to XRP. So I feel this zone we just may linger in for a bit. People are like, oh gosh, it went up. They probably ignored that because it come back down again, and like it might go back down, and it pushed up again. Some people probably got in there and just like, oh, it's gone down. They're just creating this fear. I just don't feel it's going to last long. And as this has been a V up, V down, it will be a V up. It won't be long. On like once it's finished this, which could be in that eclipse season of that flip of the switch type of energy, we essentially come back up to this zone. We come back up and be above on the daily the 55 moving average at least, giving time for the 200 to kind of catch up. We then hover around about this level for a minute, and we've just got this V. So that essentially is what I'm seeing when it comes to the markets. It's not financial advisor, you know. But I just wanted to give a quick update, and I do want to say the new calendar is available. Like I've literally got the physical version. It is here. I just have to put it on Etsy. So give me a day or two, but it is here. However, if you wanted the rest of February and the entire new calendar, rest of February and March, and the entire new calendar till March 2027, the digital copy, it is available. I know the physical copies is still there. It's super cheap, but of course there is only a month and a bit left, so I wouldn't blame you. However, the digital copy, you can grab it to get the entire of this year, so you can back test, back look, and the entire of the new year, because when we reach March 17th, it will be standard price. So definitely get it. Once I've put the physical calendar of the new one out, there will be a discount for those early people to grab it. But if it's after 17th of March, then it will be full price. So yeah, with that being said, do make sure you check out a video that is coming out very, very soon tonight, 10 p.m, where it's time to change the system. We are going to quantum jump as a collective. So do look at that, please. I'm going to upload my short that I done, which is just a synopsis of it. If you want to see the whole video, it's going to be out 10 p.m. tonight, and we've got 2 days, 17th of March, to have this collective thought. So with that being said, just like, subscribe the video if you like the video, and I'll see you in the middle of eclipse season. Angel out. Bye.